looking to struggle somewhere, complain somewhere. So it brings what you may call crazies out there, but they're people who are made crazy because things are not working for them.
Right.
That doesn't mean they're not right, they're not criminals, but to reply to a lie, which is big killing, which is war, which is Iraq, Afghanistan, and all the other wars that we're threatening and doing, to say that all these things are for good and for peace, it tells the world, it tells individual system, it's that killing is okay, but it depends who's killing and for what reason. And once you have a psychology like that, they're going to be coming out with people with guns.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
I understand exactly what you're saying. I feel the same way.
War and preparation for war is killing. No two ways around it. And all you're saying in government doing war is to say that if we do it,
and not the general public,
we do it, that's okay. It's for their own good. You know, we're getting rid of your bad guy. You know. And war has never made any place more democratic or never freed any women or ever certainly stopped racism.
Now I noticed that you know, remind me of how I am. You go straight on the streets, go straight to the source without fear. Has anyone in your situations, I know I read your article, I found an article on you from 1967 by Roger Ebert.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I have the article. I printed it up and everything where you were on the streets, and I think you were shooting medium cool, or you were going to do shoot. Yeah, 60 around that time, and it was just a really interesting article, the way he questioned you. But what I want to know is that the passion that you have inside of you to go up against the system by exposing the truth about what we're really going under, away from the titles and the names and everything. Do you fear for your own life? Has anyone ever threatened you? Those kind of things? Or are you just have an adrenaline for going into dangerous situations? Some people do.
Well, you know, I understand that I'm not some one-man special revolution.
Right.
I've been part of, and one of the things that's bad really is that we don't know from regular corporate media the power that's out there with the people, the power that's represented even before the Iraq War, for example, the hundreds of thousands around the world that were against it, and yet we were fed a big lie that Saddam Hussein was about to make a mushroom cloud, all these other lies, and that he was connected with 9/11. Oh, that's a big lie, big murderous lie, and we have murderous lie after murderous lie. So that the system has various ways of stopping or people like myself who blow the whistle on them, but the ways are not just to assassinate them, but
try to mess with your mind,
to keep them from employment, to keep them from have fear, and also to surveil them totally, completely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this whole looking into everything you write, say, talk, where you are, is to let you know that somebody else is watching you, and that's something to scare the hell out of you. And when you know that, you're going to be cautious.
Yeah, that's true. So what are your goals for the next 10 years?
Well, mostly is to stay alive for the next 10 years.
Well, number one, they've got so many ways to keep people alive now. I wouldn't doubt that you could stay alive for 10 years.
What keeps me staying alive is working with a lot being with young people.
Yeah.
I've met a lot of great people in the Occupy movement. I made a film called 4 Days in Chicago. It was my hometown.
I saw that movie over at the Democratic Club in Culver City.
Yeah, and what was good about it is when people get to see each other in their flesh and not just through the internet, you feel the power. You feel that if you feel like you're a failure, you have to know, just not me personally who's not trying hard,
Right.
but we're all in the same boat and we can help each other. And that's an important thing. There is a power there.
That is the most important thing,
Yeah.
because even off the screen, that movie like aroused a great emotional debate in that room, and Nick was just so proficient at handling, in my opinion, your spirit, having your spirit there, even though you weren't there. Should we expect more movies like 4 Days in Chicago? Or I know someone actually asked me to give you something on, you probably know who it is. I had never heard of the person named Eugene Ballard.
Yeah.
They call him the Black Swallow.
Yeah.
And it came from somebody that used to work for Jackie Cooper. I'm like, I barely know who Jackie Cooper is, but I am familiar with the name. So I know, are you going to do more films? I know you said you're working on some documentaries. Do you plan on doing films as well? And different kind of films? Or
Well, there are a lot
like
of,
medium, cool, and that
well,
kind of
I
thing?
tell you, documentaries now
Are the-
are the new
That's
media.
the new movie.
They're the new
That's
media.
it.
And earlier on you mentioned music. I
Yes.
think music has to be part of that community. Music can go to the heart. Music, I know on one of the little things I put on the internet, I used at the end John Lennon's song Imagine.
Yes, that's a great
That
song.
song gets more people feeling and thinking about this whole craziness of war than 50 million articles by experts, you know?
Mhm, that's true.
So, and right there in Culver City, you know, there's people who are talking about fracking, they're talking about all the stuff that's being done, which is only done for profit and not paying regard to people's health and welfare.
Do you think given our president, and in my opinion anyway, he seems to have a little bit more of a broader mind. Do you think that will change in the next 10 years? I hope so. I mean, I hope it changes,
Well,
but what do you think?
I hope so, but it won't be done.
Over
it won't
without
be done
chaos.
by a president. There are other forceful things at work that we don't know exactly what it is.
Well, then my final question would be, do you think that America will someday have a revolt over here, a civil revolutionary war in this very country? Do you feel that way? Given all the different cultures and all the different political influences and things like that, what do you think?
Well, there's a section in 4 Days in Chicago
Mhm.
where it cuts to probably every major city.
Yes,
In the
I remember.
world.
Yeah, when they were showing all the Occupy
Yes.
movements. Yes.
It's safe to say that the system, whatever it is, because there are cultural differences in different systems, but the system per se, the system is not working for most people. And how most people's voices will be heard, I don't know. I do know that those who run the system are in fear, and that's why we have militarized police force.
Mhm.
That's why we have security everywhere, and that's why it's not just because of some Middle Eastern person who's had a drone kill most of his family.
Mhm.
It's right here in America that
Yeah.
they're afraid of.
That's true.
They're afraid of rocking the boat. And we have to rock the boat, but all the rocking boats we do different from revolution. It
Right.
has to be based on what Martin Luther King talked about and what Gandhi talked about, non-violent civil disobedience. There's a power there that's yet to be explored.
Oh, and it's a deep power of being nonviolent. It's a very contained kind of energy that has to be kind of rooted inside. I know it's hard to watch movies like 12 Years a Slave and Half of a Yellow Sun and all the other movies are out and see the kind of atrocities that inhumane things that humans do to each other. It's really very heart-wrenching. It's been great interviewing you. I don't want to take up too much of your time. And thank you for being patient with me and a non-camera person. And this is Osiris again, writer, reporter for the Culver City News, Ankh Entertainment, Stones in the Color of Rare. And we will be seeing Haskell doing a lot more in the coming years. And I plan on being right there talking to him at that time, just like we're doing now. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Bye.
Thank you. Okay.